The Rune Factory series spawned from the Harvest Moon games. The farming simulation, while fun, was an incredibly niche game for certain people. The Rune Factory series stepped up to the plate and put some action into the games. Soon people were crawling through dungeons, farming, and offering up a good old dating simulation that didn't make them feel girly. In each new addition to the series, the games changed for the better. Can Rune Factory Tides of Destiny set itself apart from the others in the series? The story no longer follows an amnesiac who stumbles onto a helpful town. Instead, you step into the shoes of a duo of friends who are thrown forward into time. To top it all off, the unpleasant trip forces the female into the body of the male. While this may sound like some kind of hentai fanfiction nightmare, it's actually intriguing to see the both of them interact with the citizens. Just attempting to take a bath can offer up some hilarious dialogue. The town is full of wildly eccentric citizens to interact with. Each of them is friendly in their own way and all have unique characteristics that make them different. For example, the father that runs the church is extremely flamboyant. He wears pink clothing and makes gestures like a Japanese schoolgirl in any anime. He even takes care of the 2 orphan kids that stay in the church. Wait, this guy takes care of the kids alone in a church. Rune Factory Tides of Destiny makes a big change to the series. Gone are the mass amounts of tools to deal with. The days of tending to your own farm are gone completely. Instead, it's all about forcing monsters to do your bidding now. What was once an optional choice is now fully implemented into the game. Don't worry though, players still have to plant and pick each seed individually. It really does streamline the experience and keep the player focused on the rest of the world. The major difference to gameplay comes with a rather large golem. In Tides of Destiny, players will navigate the seas and uproot islands from their depths. Unlike Rune Factory 1-3, players won't stumble upon random caves that lead to varying seasons. Certain islands take the place of the caves and can be used for both fighting and planning. The golem itself can also be used to fight sea monsters that are guarding pivotal islands and treasure, even though fighting with the golem is more of a matter of timing hits correctly. The entire game focuses on adventure, and with that comes the change to a tried and true formula, so you spend less time on the farm and more accepting various requests from villagers and working for both the inn and the general store. The downside to this is that you only get paid 200 gold for working in the shops, and that makes it just about useless unless you're hard up for cash, so don't plan on avoiding adventures for the good old 9 to 5. The combat mechanics have taken on a full over-the-shoulder third-person view. The action is much faster paced and dynamic, but even with the change, the combat still isn't very deep. There are a few skills unlocked from using each weapon, but there isn't much that changes by using them. New attacks are much easier to manage, but because of the lack of a lock-on, the main character will bounce everywhere. The camera also has a mind of its own most of the time, and it sucks that the PS3 doesn't use the second analog stick to focus the camera. The L1 button is constantly used to focus on the forward position, and it makes the game seem more like a Wii port every moment you continue playing. Each of the characters is heavily inspired by anime. Unlike the other games of the series, Tides of Destiny uses 3D models for the characters to interact. The game itself is brightly lit and stars a happy-go-lucky cast. The only real problem with the graphics is that if you're playing it on the PS3, you're treated to Wii-style graphics. This game does not make use of the power of the PlayStation at all. Get ready for low-resolution textures and some odd frame rate drops that just shouldn't exist.
I'm here waiting for you to answer me.
Rune Factory Tides of Destiny is a big change for the series, but not necessarily the next-gen leap that it should be. It makes a big stride at finally delivering a more open-world experience, but falls flat with sloppy combat and an annoying camera system. It continues to be appealing on the farming and dating simulation edge, but it could use some dialogue choices and a deeper family system again. Rune Factory Tides of Destiny receives a B- from Half-Ass Gaming. It's not exactly Destiny, but it'll do.